Long ago, in the cradle of the ancient world, there was a tribe called the Anara, who lived deep within a valley protected by towering cliffs and thick forests. These people believed they had been chosen by the gods to guard the secrets of the earth, which lay hidden beneath their lands. The Anara were skilled in many crafts that in their time seemed magical. They knew the secrets of metal, which they forged into shimmering tools and weapons that glinted like silver under the sun. They practiced agriculture, tending lush fields of grain and fruit-bearing trees. Their homes, made of stone and decorated with bright pigments, dotted the valley in harmonious clusters. Most importantly, they knew how to read the stars and believed they were guided by messages written in the sky. One night, the eldest of the Anara, a man named Kasad, saw an unusual constellation. It looked like an eye peering down on their valley. To Kasad, this was an omen, a warning that their way of life was in danger. He gathered the leaders and shamans who chanted by the fires and threw herbs into the flames, seeking visions. They foresaw great change, but they could not understand whether it would bring destruction or salvation. Several moons passed with no sign of danger, but Kasad could not shake his unease. He told the people to begin gathering provisions, strengthening their homes and hiding their sacred texts and artifacts. But many, especially the young, were skeptical, dismissing Kasad's vision as the fear of an old man. One morning, a stranger arrived in the valley. She was cloaked in strange robes and spoke a language none of the Anara understood. She carried gifts, rare stones and metals that shimmered like nothing the Anara had seen. Kasad's warnings seemed to fade from the tribe's minds as they marveled at these foreign treasures, welcoming the stranger warmly. In exchange for the gifts, the stranger asked only for one thing: their knowledge of the stars. The Anara were proud of their knowledge. Their astrologers believed they held the keys to the gods' messages, but to share this wisdom with an outsider went against their customs. However, under pressure from the younger leaders who saw prosperity in the stranger's gifts, the Anara eventually agreed to teach her. For a time, the valley flourished like never before. The stranger's gifts brought wealth, and the young Anara, who learned her language, spoke of lands beyond the mountains and endless plains. But Kasad, in his heart, feared that this exchange had tipped the balance of the valley's sacred harmony. His dreams grew dark, filled with visions of their stone homes crumbling and rivers running dry. One day, without warning, the stranger was gone. In her place, others arrived. Warriors who wore armor and wielded weapons unlike anything the Anara had seen. They demanded the Anara's knowledge and treasures, claiming the valley for their distant king. The Anara were brave, but their weapons, forged in peace, were no match for those of the invaders. The battle was fierce. The cliffs echoed with the cries of warriors and the clashing of metal. Kasad fought beside his people, his heart heavy with sorrow, knowing his warnings had come to pass. One by one, the Anara were forced to retreat, their valley lost to smoke and flame. As the last of his people gathered in a hidden cave, Kasad stood by the entrance and raised his hands to the stars, pleading for guidance. The stars flickered, and for a brief moment, Kasad thought he saw the eye again, watching over them. He knew then that the Anara would survive, though not as they had been. They would become wanderers, keepers of hidden knowledge, scattered but never broken. With a final look at his homeland, Kasad led the remnants of the Anara away. They would leave their valley, carrying only their memories and their knowledge of the stars. Over generations, the Anara would blend with other tribes, but in each of their stories, there would be a whisper of their past. The lost people who once spoke with the gods, And even now, in the forgotten corners of the world, some say the descendants of the Anara still walk among us, guarding secrets only the stars can reveal.